toasty. What? Why is the bottle upside down?
Nice.
Right, here we're back on the Figgy. I am dressed for cold weather, but Dr. Nuff has a solution for this. Well, it ain't gonna be cold if you're on fire. Ain't that true? So, as you probably remember from previous episodes, we have had the manifold and the turbo out. So I spent a little bit of time this morning cleaning up the threads on the blocks. We've got all new studs in there, which is nice. And then we have a manifold which has been cleaned up. We had to have some helicoils fitted into here because the thread stripped getting the old studs out, so that's now got nice new studs in as well. We've got new gaskets everywhere, lots of other new hardware, so we've got new bolts for there, and then the turbo to go back on, and hopefully it'll function after that. Toasty. What? Why is the bottle upside down?
Nice.
Fiddly jobs require tiny hands.
Tiny people.
How accessible is that nut right there? So
It's not very, but we manage.
we persevere.
That's what it is.
Shut your mouth.
How's it looking, Doctor?
Set of HT leads, and I think we're ready to set fire to it again.
So, all back together.
Oh,
Look
no,
at this. Oh, yeah, so still a hose to put in there.
Sorry.
But every time we work on this car, these leads fall to pieces. I do wonder whether it's meant to have a heat shield here, whether that's something to do with it.
Actually, there should be a huge to go.
Yeah, but
Where it is, I don't know.
as soon as you pull this, ping, the things fall apart. You might be able to see the remnants of one down there. So one last pipe to put on, and then to the parts shop in the morning to get some functioning HT leads, and fingers crossed, it runs. So these were put in less than 1,000 miles ago. Either the quality of the rubber is terrible, or the heat from the turbo has caused these to perish, which doesn't bode well. So we need to find some heat shields for this. There were some, but they were so badly knackered, they just were taken out. They basically fell out. Either that, we need to make some of our own. But she's back together.
A few moments later.
Right, moment of truth. See where it starts.
The fuck ain't that good enough?
Yeah, it was always a bit pushed down. So I don't mind him.
Sure.
Yeah, it's fine. Now that sounds a lot better. Look who's back. Unfortunately, not sounding very happy. Yeah, let's drift a bit cooling. There's a blow somewhere in the centre box, but it's alive. Rightio, Figaro done. Jumping back to the how-to video I did last week, and despite what it might have looked like in the video, not everything went to plan. Now, this is a fine example of what you don't want to happen. That is was my T30. So you can probably see, if the camera will zoom on it, that that's a bit shorter than it was, because the rest of it is in there. So I was being quite careful, but I put a bit too much force and it sheared clean off, because clearly that bolt is a little bit tight. And what this means is I'm going to have to get ingenuitive with taking that bolt off. What I probably should have done is soaked it with a little bit of penetrant fluid first, because those discs are coming off. It doesn't matter if I get a bit of oil on there. But now I'm going to have to, try some different things. So you'll join me when I've figured out how to get that out. Look at him. What a bloody mess. The other one was so easy to get out. This one is stuck in nice and solid. Urgh. Right, we're on shaky cam for a minute. You can see we finally got it out. I had to cut a new face on it and put a crossed screwdriver on it, and that did not work. So I had to use a hammer and a chisel. I even tried to use my impact drivers that you smack with a hammer and it rotates it. Nothing, absolutely nothing. So I think somebody put some Loctite on that bolt. So message for everybody, never, 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 never put Loctite on the disc retaining bolt. It doesn't need it. So I'm gonna go and see if I can find another bolt that sort of matches that countersink in my box of many, many screws. And then I can finally, after half an hour of faffing, finish the job. Almost finished the job. And then I took a look at that rear tyre. So this has got 4 seasons mud and snow tyres on the back with loads of tread. And the fronts have probably got a couple of thousand miles left in them. And we are right in the depths of winter. So I'm going to make a bit of a safety choice for the owner of this car. I'm going to take those tyres off the back. I'm going to rotate them to the front. So they've got the winter tyres on the front and the slightly warm tyres on the back. And recommend they get the warm tyres replaced during winter. So they hopefully have maximum traction, that way maximum safety. So I just couldn't walk away and not do it. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching.